One of the biggest challenges in architecture and systems design is translating complex ideas into visuals that everyone can understand. Teams often spend hours sketching flows, redrawing boxes, and aligning components just to communicate what's already clear in their minds. That's where Claude Code, powered by Opus 4.6, truly changes the game. With the latest Opus 4.6 model, Claude Code can reason through complex technical relationships, structure them coherently, and express those ideas visually using Excalidraw and Mermaid, all from simple natural language prompts. Opus 4.6 brings deep contextual understanding, sharper accuracy, and more consistent, structured outputs, making it ideal for turning messy architecture sketches into clear, editable, and presentation-ready diagrams in seconds. The value of Opus 4.6 lies in its balance of precision and creativity. It understands systems like an engineer, but visualizes them like a designer. That combination means you can go from an idea in your head to a professional-looking diagram instantly, without having to drag shapes or draw lines manually. In this demo, I'm going to show how Claude Code can generate architecture diagrams using the Excalidraw and Mermaid MCPs. These tools make it fast and almost effortless to bring complex ideas to life visually, and all from simple natural language prompts. The Excalidraw MCP creates those hand-drawn style diagrams that look friendly but still professional, great for architecture flows and conceptual designs. Mermaid MCP, on the other hand, builds clean, structured diagrams from code, things like flowcharts, sequence diagrams, and Git graphs. When you connect both of them with Claude Code, you get the best of both worlds, editable visuals that are easy to understand and powerful enough for technical work. Inside Claude Code, you can add connectors depending on what you want to generate. You're not locked to one tool. You can enable multiple ones at the same time. In this example, I've set up both the Excalidraw and Mermaid connectors, so Claude knows it can output in either format as needed. Let's start with a real example. I asked Claude to generate an architecture diagram of the Databricks Data Intelligence Platform using Excalidraw. The diagram flows from left to right, showing everything from the data sources and ingestion tools through the processing, AI, and ML components, and finally, how results get consumed by dashboards and apps. Each layer is color-coded and animated with smooth transitions that make the whole system feel intuitive at a glance. What's amazing here is that Claude understands context. It knows what's connected to what and uses Excalidraw to show those relationships clearly. The result looks like something you'd spend hours creating manually, and because it's built with Excalidraw, you can edit anything, moving pieces around, rename items, recolor sections, or save it locally. I also created a similar prompt focused on Databricks Asset Bundles to show how Claude can zoom into one specific part of the platform while keeping the big picture intact. The diagram highlights how assets are packaged and flow through pipelines before being deployed. Again, drawn in a clean, logical way that's easy to follow. Every time you refine the prompt, Claude updates the diagram, so it becomes a fast visual feedback loop for architecture work. Beyond these examples, Claude can make a huge variety of diagrams. It handles everything from software development and technical diagrams to product, business, and educational visuals, even conceptual and data analytics flows. What's really useful is that Claude can summarize these into neat lists or galleries so you can instantly see everything it can produce. When I ask Claude which examples best show off Excalidraw and Mermaid, it suggests a SaaS onboarding journey in Excalidraw and a Git graph in Mermaid. The SaaS journey shows each step: sign-off, activation, usage, animated in sequence, so you can see how users move through the process. Mermaid takes a different approach with its Git graph. It's text-based and precise, great for version control visualization. You can just edit the underlying Mermaid code, render it, and use it in documentation or technical blogs just as easily. Excalidraw, meanwhile, stays interactive and can even switch themes, including a dark mode for presentations. Now here's where it gets even cooler. There's an open source project called Excalidraw Animate that brings these diagrams to life. It can replay your Excalidraw drawings step by step, perfect for tutorials, walkthroughs, or presentations where you want the diagram to build itself as you talk. Claude can generate the Excalidraw code for you, and when you drop it into the Animate tool, it plays back the creation process like a live sketch. Claude can also generate HTML files that animate these diagrams directly in the browser, great for embedding interactive visual stories in web docs or dashboards. All this also works directly in VS Code if you're using the Claude Code for VS Code extension. Claude automatically understands your project structure and can produce multiple diagrams in context. Things like a high-level architecture map, a data submission flow, a user journey, a React component hierarchy, validation logic, CI/CD pipelines, data pipelines, and even API sequence diagrams. It handles both clean technical diagrams in Mermaid and creative conceptual visuals in Excalidraw. So putting it all together, Claude with Opus 4.6, Excalidraw, and Mermaid is a total game changer for how we visualize and explain complex systems. You can go from an idea to a polished, animated, editable diagram in seconds. You don't have to drag boxes or connect lines by hand. You just describe what you need and let Claude build it for you. Whether you're designing systems, documenting projects, or just trying to make a concept clearer for your team, this setup makes it visual, fast, and genuinely fun to work with. Thanks for watching, and please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already.